What's up everybody and welcome to Remote Explosive. So this is a very anticipated mod, one that came out a few days ago, but I only had time to cover at this moment. Regardless, as you can see, what this is going to add in is a ton of new remote explosives, that being C4, a pulse charge, as well as an improvised explosive device. This is a new mod, again, by Fading Signal. He's made True Storms and a ton of other really great mods before, really making cool and unique mods that stand out in Fallout 4. So as I did say before, this adds in 3 new explosives into Fallout 4. We have all 3 of them right here. This is first and foremost going to be the C4. I'm not going to get super close on these because I feel like you're never going to get super close in game, or at least much closer than I am right now. Again, this is going to be the C4 right there. This is going to be the improvised explosive device, which definitely has a pretty cool kind of theme to it. As you can see, there's all nails in it, and it really is just a thrown together device, a grenade tacked on as well. And then last but not least, a pulse charge, which is going to be a little bit more unique, probably good against some different robots. It looks like you actually have one of those kind of chips you can find around the world right there, as well as some little charges on the side. And regardless, in my hand, you can see the detonator. If you actually left click with this, it'll kind of focus it, which is really cool because, I don't know, it's satisfying to put it into your hand, and when you left click to aim, it'll actually go like this. And now let's actually see what these guys can do. So as you can see, it was kind of hard to see all 3 at once there. So we'll actually throw down one right here. I'll start with the C4, and we can just see one by one what they actually do, what the explosions look like. So again, that's going to be the C4. We have a few raiders remaining. So as you can see, nothing too crazy. It is pretty cool, like so. Then let's actually place down the second one. So that's going to be the improvised explosive device right there. And we'll check out this one. So I believe that one actually has some more projectiles, and each of them have some slight differences. The plasma charge or the pulse charge does a little bit more damage than some of the other ones, I believe. And then the C4 being kind of the middle of the ground, and then I don't know, they're all around pretty well balanced. As you can see, that one has a kind of static effect as it does explode. And one of the really cool parts is, as you could probably tell from the intro, you could place down a ton of these. So I could place down this here, as you can see, and even a little bit cooler. So you can also reverse pickpocket these if you're kind of sneaky enough, and if you're going for a sneak character. So now that they're on those individuals, I can just kind of remotely detonate them whenever I want. So that's really cool because you could place it on one enemy, maybe have that enemy walk over to some other people that he was around, and then blow up that way. So as you can see, we still have a few enemies left. That's actually another one of Fading Signal's mods right there. That's what those goggles are. And we can finish this guy off like so. So as you can see, this is a really cool mod, definitely pushing the limits of Fallout 4 in a cool way. Again, you can place down a ton of these things to really make it seem like it has a massive explosion. And I mean, it's a relatively simple mod. Nonetheless, you're going to be able to find these through actually getting them on enemies. The enemies won't use them themselves, but they are integrated into the level list, so you can get them, as well as you can craft them at the chemistry station. So now let's actually check these out in a kind of more realistic combat environment, using them in a pretty impractical way. So now over at Spectacle Island, as I typically do, I'm going to put a few down in this house, and we're going to try and use it against all these gunners that are here. Obviously, this is probably not the most practical way to use this mod because, you know, you don't want to use it against a ton of enemies such as this because, well, I don't know, I'm just going to be running up to them, throwing it on the ground, and running away. But still, I think it could be quite cool. Let's see if any of them actually go into this house. Normally they kind of work their way over here, and especially if I aggro them. I don't actually have a projectile weapon, so I don't, they all seem to be going that way. So is this guy? Yeah, see, this guy's gonna come in, so let's see if he'll walk into our little trap here. And I don't think no one's coming in. I also didn't really show you, you can disarm these and pick them up like a normal mine. I'm in God mode, so I can just detonate them if I would like to, and you get a really crazy and awesome explosion. But what we can do on the flip side is actually just run up behind these guys and to throw them down. Hey, maybe if you have a very tanky character or something like that, you can go this route instead. So we'll turn around, run away, and let's check out what kind of explosion we could get. So as you can see, that's really satisfying. And we do got this guy over here. He's going to try and take me on. And you can spam click this thing if you so desire. It definitely seems like the pulse charges aren't going to be super effective at all against these kind of enemies, as we did expect. But the C4 as well as the improvised devices are going to be pretty good. The improvised devices are really good at wounding enemies, I do find. And we could like actually as in wounding, as in like breaking their legs and making them walk around all slowly like these guys are. Well, the C4 is actually pretty good at finishing people off. These are some pretty high level, whatchamacallit, what are these guys called? I'm totally blanking here. Gunners. So that's why it's taking a few hits to kill, or like they're not just insta dying from these. Most lower level raiders will actually just die from a few hits of the C4. I feel like this is never going to get old, just placing these things down. Let's see how many we could place down here. I am in God mode again, so I do have kind of unlimited, but let's see if we can't get a pretty crazy chain reaction. I'll place down a bunch. Oh, I think someone actually just shot one there. That's what that explosion was. And yeah, let's try and get a nice little chain of these things going. We'll run across all. We'll try and take down some of the Brotherhood as well. And let's see, how does this look? That is absolutely awesome. That's extremely satisfying. Fading Signal did say you could go pretty far with these and actually detonate them. I think it's 800. I'm not really sure what the measurement was. That guy actually just shot it in the air. That's why she blew up so quickly. But you could go pretty far. And let's show you that right now. All right, so now we're in the safety of this little kind of house here. I placed down a lot. Let's see if this works. Damn. That was really satisfying. There's a guy in here. It was right under me that I did place him down. I think we have that audio glitch where everybody's just shooting. I think this guy might have broke. He doesn't know what's going on anymore. We'll finish him off, though. Do not sweat it. Oh, God. Some of these guys did come out, though, because they did want to play. We'll finish them off as well. But, yeah, so that is going to be Remote Explosives, a very cool mod, a great mod to include in your game. I think it's just going to really make the game a lot more fun and interesting, adding in a whole new dynamic with some C4 and a few others. That's it for this one. I thank you for watching, and I hope to see you all next time. Later.